Hello, on episode number 387 of the TEW Challenge Run. We are here for the first of our two-night premium live event extravaganza here in Europe. And yeah, we've got the King of the Ring show here in Rome. And yeah, as you can guess, it's the men's only pay-per-view. The Evolution women's only pay-per-view is going to be coming up tomorrow in Paris. And we're going to find out who the King of the Ring is tonight when Randy Orton, Logan Paul, Seth Rollins, and LA Knight, one of those four men, will be king. And we have a World Heavyweight Championship Fatal 4-Way. Ilya Dragunov, Damian Priest, and Dolph Ziggler all defend, or all challenge Carmelo Hayes. And Cody Rhodes defends the WWE Championship against Aleister Black. And then, we've gone for it in the main event of the show. The SmackDown Tag Team Championships will be on the line when Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn challenge Daniel Bryan and Cesaro. Without any more further ado, though, let's jump straight into tonight's show. I need to double check we are in Rome. Rome, yeah, has been set for the location for tonight's show. Without any more further ado, let's jump straight into the show. Okay, we've packed 65,931 people into Rome for King of the Ring, and of course, we're going to Italy. Well, you gotta have old Tony D on the show, and he's on the kickoff show against Matt Riddle. Tony D does pick up the win. Some underhanded tactics, some crowbar shenanigans, forget about it. Tony D'Angelo picks up the win here in Italy. They don't click, so the match only gets a 55. 34 for Tony, 72 for Matt Riddle. And yeah, nice win for Tony D'Angelo, defending the honor of pizza, because Matt Riddle wanted to put pineapple on it, I guess. That was the feud, because it's silly, and they're two silly characters. Think of the opening segment. Fuck, I forgot there's a language barrier. Okay, well, we move. Apparently Cody can't speak Italian. So, yeah, the whole show's going to get dinged. But maybe I should have brought an A-list celebrity. Let's pretend Gianluigi Buffon is here. Okay. Yeah, actually no, it's Rome, so probably Francesco Totti instead. Anyway, that's irrelevant. First match of the night is the Raw King of the Ring final as Logan Paul challenges Randy Orton in a match that gets a 75, really? Why? Poor psychology for Logan Paul. Okay, guess it's just... because we're in Italy and their pops aren't as high. Right, okay, yes, I remember now. I was going to say, why the fuck did they both do so bad? Yeah, it's because their pops aren't as high in Italy as they are in America. But yes, Logan Paul, in the final of the Raw final of King of the Ring. He's going to hope to get to the grand final. But to get there, he's going to have to beat Randy Orton. One of the best to ever do it here in WWE. And Logan Paul, he's got this far. He's 2 wins away from becoming the King of the Ring. He hits Randy with a buckshot lariat. Turns Randy inside out. He's going to go up top. He's going to finish Randy Orton off. He's going to hit that big Logan Paul frog splash. But if there's one move you don't use against Randy Orton, it's a top rope dive. Logan Paul learns this the hard way. He's plucked out of the air by an RKO. And Randy Orton, despite being a scumbag now, gets the pin and relieves us of the potential crushing inevitability of Logan Paul becoming King of the Ring. Randy Orton does pick up the win in 16:35 to eliminate Logan Paul and advance to the grand final. He gets an 84, 63 for Logan. Randy's gimmick's apparently again stale. Yeah, 75 for the match, because again, we're not as over in Italy. But we then go from that to the SmackDown final. Okay, fuck me then, I guess. Guess I'm wrong. Guess that match was just bad, because this one gets a 90. It's Seth freaking Rollins against LA Knight. Yeah. And yeah, Seth, beaten finalist last year, looking to do one better in this year's tournament. The crowd there behind LA Knight, and Seth, he gets him down, super kicks him down, goes in the corner, goes for a stomp. LA Knight springs into life, knocks Seth Rollins out of a clothesline, and drops him with that blunt force trauma on the top of his head to pin the former WWE champion. LA Knight, with the biggest win of his career, moves on to the grand final where he'll face Randy Orton. The winner of that match becoming the King of the Ring. Seth Rollins, I believe 2021 King of the Ring, he was beaten in the final. No, he wasn't in that at all. Sorry, never mind. because that was the one that Sami Zayn won. Yeah. But last year he was beaten in the final by Cody Rhodes. This year LA Knight is the one who stops him in the semi-final. 81 for LA Knight, 90 for Seth, 90 for the match. And we now know LA Knight will take on Randy Orton. First time ever, maybe, in the final of King of the Ring, with the winner getting a shot at the either world champion of their choosing at SummerSlam. Here we go, AE. Speaking of people that are over in Italy, Giovanni Vinci of Imperium gets a big home crowd pop. And he goes one-on-one with Christian. I guess Gunnar... The kayfabe reason for Vinci being in this match is Gunnar didn't want to waste his time wrestling Christian. And obviously the not kayfabe reason is because I wanted it to be Vinci because it's in Italy. And Imperium are out there at ringside with Vinci. Christian's got nobody. So, in 10 minutes 52, Giovanni Vinci does defeat Christian after some interference by Imperium. Frog Splash. He gets a 76 and a 56 for Christian. And yeah, a big win for Giovanni Vinci here in Rome. But then after the match, all of Imperium get back in the ring. Gunnar orders them to pick Christian up. They're going to do some big damage, lay him out with that Imperium bomb.
You think you know me?
On this day, I see clearly everything is
Went out Storm's Edge. Can't speak Italian, so the segment got penalised. He charges in, he spears Ludwig, and probably spears Gunnar as well. But Vinci gets away because that would probably get Edge booed in Italy. Yes. And he comes to the aid of his best friend. And he says, he gets the mic, he goes, Gunter, you thought you'd ended me. You thought you'd seen the last of me. Well, guess what? You're gonna have to kill me to stop me. I've had this ripped away from me time and time again. You know, I had to leave this alone for 9 years. It's gonna take more than that to take it away from me again. Huh? You guys got issues with Christian. You have to go back through me to get back to him. Slams the mic down. 3-on-2. Edge and Christian still outnumbered. But, you know, better than 3-on-1, I guess. But yes, it is. Vinci picks up a win in his home country. And Edge comes to the aid of Christian. I'm just now looking at my OBS. I can see the white text clashing where the champions are with the background. So I should probably change it and put a black outline all the words so it's easier to read regardless of what background I use. That's by the by, anyway. Yeah. 89. Holy shit. Banger. Finn Balor carried this. Finn got a 92 and 81 for AJ, 74 for Zergis, and a 76 for him. But okay, I guess Randy Orton and Logan Paul just wasn't very good, because the rest of the match ratings haven't really taken a hit at all for being in Italy. But it is the rematch between the OG leaders and Path of the Dragons, Humberto and Zergis. And our heroes come up short yet again. AJ Styles pins Humberto Carrillo with the Styles Clash in 12 minutes and 4 seconds to make defense number 2 of the Raw Tag Team Championship. So I just went over the ratings, yeah. AJ and Finn standing tall yet again. They too sweet. Humberto and Zergis get to their feet. Xia Li's out there with them. And they're like, you know, the floor is yours. You held this division down for a while. You deserve to take in the applause here in Rome. And we just get a post-match segment of the crowd applauding Humberto and Zergis for their efforts. You know, after Akira's not here, you know, this is the Path of the Dragon Brotherhood right now. Zergis raises Humberto's arm. And then he grabs him by the throat to a big boos and just gasps in shock. And Zergis looks around the crowd. Xia Li's like, what the fuck you doing? Put him down. You know, that's Humberto. That's your friend. That's your brother. And Zergis just sort of glares down at Xia. And he drops Humberto Carrillo with a big choke slam. Pause for dramatic effect. Let that moment sink in. Zergis, the scumbag, has just left Humberto Carrillo laying after the match. I cannot believe I trusted that dragon. That goddamn dragon. What on earth has just happened? We go from that, and then out comes Bobby Fish. His music hits, he's got the sting that says, where's the lie? Then his music starts playing. But he walks out, he's like, pause, stop the music, stop the music, stop the music. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure you're aware last night on SmackDown, I challenged that coward Bray Wyatt to a match here at King of the Ring. Now, of course, the first time I challenged Bray Wyatt to a match, I beat him by forfeit. The second time, he did show up, and I had his ass tapping out in the middle of the ring to the fish hook, okay? Well, third time's the charm, because I've beaten Bray Wyatt twice. What's a third time? So, Bray, if you are a man enough to come and deal with Bobby Fish, get out here, and I'll put your ass in the ground yet again. And I mean, folks, where's the lie? Bray Wyatt is here. The real Bray Wyatt is here for a match with Bobby Fish. We officially get the bell ringing, and we officially get a match between Bray Wyatt and Bobby Fish after weeks of Bobby Fish bragging about beating Bray Wyatt twice. And yeah, 69, Bray Wyatt just fucks him up in 3 minutes. 91 for Bray, 52 for Bobby Fish. And tragically, our hero Bobby Fish can no longer brag about besting Bray Wyatt, because Bray has put the lie detector down here in Rome at King of the Ring. He stands tall, the Italian fireflies around the crowd. When the lights go out, when they come back on, the Wyatt Six. Oh, imagine there's a puppet on each apron, and then Susanna and Howdy are in the ring. And Susanna points at Bray, and Uncle Howdy starts beating him up. Bray Wyatt's not fighting back. He's taking the attack. But the puppet's just sort of standing on the apron just watching. They're not attacking either. It's just Uncle Howdy attacking Bray. And then Bray takes the mic as I imagine the scene is that Uncle Howdy's got him in position for a Sister Abigail. But Bray's got a mic in his hand, and before he can deliver it, he just starts laughing into the mic, and he goes, Fine. Uncle Howdy, Susanna, my friends, it didn't have to be this way. It didn't have to be this way. I tried, man. I tried to not be that guy anymore. But you just couldn't let me be. So now I know I've gotta be that guy again. But I have to let you guys know, Howdy, Susanna, you did this. It didn't have to be this way. What happens next, and what happens to you, is on your own hands, man. And then Uncle Howdy sort of looks down at Bray as he finishes talking. Bray drops the mic, and he just takes the Sister Abigail, willingly. But the Firefly puppets stand on the apron. They don't know. They're a bit conflicted, because it's Bray after all. 73 rated segment. We cut from that. Bronson Steiner and Scott Steiner in the ring, and then Keith Lee's music hits, and he goes, "Well, greetings and salutations, Italy. Ladies and gentlemen, in the ring you see a former best friend of mine, Mr. Bronson Steiner, and his asshole uncle, Scott Steiner, WWE Hall of Famer. And I knew coming in tonight here at Rome that I'd need to find a partner to take on those two men in the ring. Now, as a sire who's more than content with his own abilities inside the ring, I knew that it was simply a formality that this would be a tag team contest, and that I could defeat either Mr. Steiner in the ring single-handedly. So when it comes to picking my tag team partner who was right for the job, it didn't need to be anyone dangerous, because I can take both these men down by myself. I thought I would just give a little gift to the nation of Italy." Out comes Santino. Santino is Keith Lee's partner in this tag team match. He gets a big pop, and then the match only gets a 64, which is fair. Keith Lee and Santino defeat the Steiners. I imagine the finish is Bronson Steiner goes to spear Keith Lee through the barricade on the outside, but Keith Lee sidesteps. Bronson just flies through the barricade, so he's wiped out. And then you got Scott Steiner in the ring with Keith Lee. Keith Lee has him beat. He pounces him. He goes to hit the BBC, but Santino gets into the ring. He pulls the Cobra out. He Cobras Scott Steiner as Keith Lee's holding on to him. He takes the Cobra and then the BBC, and then Keith Lee pins Scott Steiner to win the match. 41 for Santino, 80 for Keith Lee, 80 for Bronson, and a 25 for Steiner. And yeah, Keith Lee and Santino pick up the win here at King of the Ring, and then after the match, Bronson Steiner starts stirring again. And he gets into the ring and he sees his uncle down. And he goes, Uncle Scott. And he pulls him up and he goes, I'm sorry, Bronson. You should have whooped that guy's fat ass. But I let you down. Because I don't know that guy anymore. Big Bad Booty Daddy might be lacking in the department that you're thriving in. And Bronson goes, I got it. Okay. It's fine, Scott. It's fine. I know I can beat Keith Lee by myself. Bronson goes, Scott Steiner goes, attaboy, Bronson. And then Bronson, grabs him. He goes, by myself. And then Bronson Steiner spears the fuck out of Scott. He spears his own uncle in half. And Keith Lee sort of, looks on. He sort of wants to come in and help Scott Steiner because Bronson is beating up an elderly man. But at the same time, he's an asshole who's called him a fat piece of shit about 8 weeks in a row. So, we should probably just let him. And then Bronson Steiner gets some sort of strap or something out from under the ring and starts wailing the leather strap across the back of Scott Steiner. And he's screaming in pain. And then eventually Bronson grabs Scott. He wraps the strap around his face. And he locks in the Steiner recliner and Scott Steiner passes out. Bronson proving he's a badass here tonight by attacking his own flesh and blood. He embarrassed him by letting Santino on record has a pay-per-view win over Bronson Steiner now. So yeah, not going to sit too well with him. 87 rated King of the Ring final. So yeah, I guess Logan Paul versus Randy was just an anomaly. It's LA Knight, yeah, taking on Randy Orton. SmackDown's LA Knight, Raw's Randy Orton. Two men that have got beef with the champions, Yeah, Randy and Cody have got their thing, of course, back from Backlash and all that and all their history. And LA Knight has been trying to get in with Carmelo Hayes since WrestleMania. But the man who wins King of the Ring and earns the championship match at SummerSlam, with everybody saying LA Knight. He beats Randy Orton in 1858. I imagine the finish, Randy goes for an RKO, but LA Knight catches him and hits the BFT, lays Randy Orton down, and LA Knight pins Randy Orton to win King of the Ring. The LA King has been crowned here in Rome. 77 for LA Knight, 84 for Randy. I think they both got lower ratings because this is their second match each of the night. But yes, we have a new King of the Ring and a new number one contender for whatever championship he may choose at SummerSlam. Oh my god! 98! I didn't expect this to do this good. Okay, sorry Cody, you probably should have gone on last, but I couldn't because of the segment I needed to do. Yes. Cody Rhodes versus Aleister Black goes 16 minutes 26. And an interesting turn of events during the match. Brody King, who we've not seen since the House of Black went away last time, he pops up to try and help Aleister Black. Just him, no Mark Andrews, no Webster, no Danny Luna, just Brody King. And then, of course, he, pulls the referee out and all that shit. Him and Aleister beat up Cody. And then Drew McIntyre's music hits. He storms to the ring. He claymores Brody King. And then Cody nails Aleister Black with the Crossroads to win a banger to retain the WWE Championship. 94 for Aleister, 92 for Cody. And yeah, what a fucking... I probably should have put this on last. But I didn't think it would do this well. And then after the match... Actually, no, hold on. This is wrong. There's nothing after... Well, Drew and Cody do celebrate after the match, but then we get a Peacock ad. Then we come back, Drew and Cody are walking through the hallway. And they bump into AJ Styles and Finn Balor. And Cody's like, well, look at us, this little group we formed, the Paragon's worst nightmare. all of us standing here champions right now. Well, all of us except for Drew standing here champions right now. And Drew's like, yeah, funny, but guess what? That won't be the case because you two are in the position you're in because of us, because of our friendship. So here's a challenge. How about on Raw, us two, the former WWE Tag Team Champions, the Dashing Ones, reunite to take on the OG leaders for the Raw Tag Team Championships. And AJ and Finn are like, sure, we'll fight you. We take on any challengers for our titles. So yes, a huge main event for Raw on Monday night. Cody Rhodes and Drew McIntyre will challenge AJ Styles and Finn Balor for the Tag Team Championships. Okay, so there was an injury. 78 this match gets because of an injury. This was the match I was going to put on last that wasn't the tag title match. I'm glad this didn't do that good. Carmelo Hayes sustained a damaged kneecap. I don't know if that's going to keep him out of action for long. But, yeah. The finish for this match is what you can imagine it is. Ilya Dragunov, he's causing all sorts of destruction and menace, and everybody's getting fucking clattered by Torpedo Moscows. And Damian Priest and Dolph Ziggler isolate him of some sort, like Priest would choke slam him through the announce table or something like that. And then Damian Priest and Dolph Ziggler would super kick Carmelo Hayes 1, 2, and then Damian Priest would pull him off. And then the two of them would get into a little fight, a little arguing match. What are you doing? And like, it's every man for himself, bro. And then the two members of the grand jury would argue. And then Dolph Ziggler, like as Damian Priest goes to turn around to pick up Carmelo Hayes, Dolph Ziggler would go to super kick Carmelo Hayes, but accidentally kick Damian Priest. And then Carmelo Hayes drops him with nothing but net to pin Dolph Ziggler and retain the World Heavyweight Championship. 92 for Melo, 87 for Ilya, 88 for Dolph, 79 for Priest. Another underwhelming match to add to this show, but this one was apparently because of an injury, damaged kneecap to Melo. He finished the match, so I don't know if it's going to keep him out of action for that long. I sure fucking hope not, because after the match, Carmelo Hayes is celebrating his defense. Well, let me talk to you. Ladies and gentlemen, earlier on, here at this King of the Ring event, you saw 2 World Championship matches. But is anyone going to be talking about the World Heavyweight Championship by the end of the night? Nah. Because let me tell you who they're going to be talking about. They're going to be talking about the new, say it with me, King of the Ring. And that King of the Ring ain't Carmelo Hayes, although he may be the World Heavyweight Champion. But again, not for long, because here we are, the King's first speech here in Rome, the ground of which he was crowned the new king of not just SmackDown, but the entire WWE. Officially declares the challenge. Carmelo Hayes, you've been ducking me ever since WrestleMania, since before you even won that World Heavyweight Championship out of Tokyo, Japan, at the Tokyo Dome, SummerSlam. There's going to be a new World Heavyweight Champion with everybody saying, LA Knight, yeah. So yeah, there's the challenge. If Melo's still healthy, I guess it will be Carmelo Hayes against LA Knight at SummerSlam. Damaged kneecap sounds like something he can work through, so I'm hopeful that he can at least work SummerSlam and won't miss the show entirely, because that would fuck up a lot of shit. I don't know what I would do if he is out of action. So hopefully that isn't the case. A 96 rated main event. Not quite as good as the Cody Rhodes Aleister Black match, but still a very fitting main event here at King of the Ring, and I'm content that I put it on last. Daniel Bryan and Cesaro against Kevin and Sami Zayn. Sort of been building since Bryan and Cesaro first won the tag titles. Like, Kevin and Sami have been lurking that whole time. And yeah, Cesaro and Bryan, Cesaro had recently spoken with Heyman, and Bryan's like, oh, what are you doing, mate? But they are here, they're on the same page here tonight. And then the finish comes, Cesaro, he's running wild in the match. He's getting ready to, drop Kevin Owens with a sharpshooter or something, when Bryan tags himself in. And so I was like, what are you doing, bro? And Bryan goes to hit the running knee on Kevin Owens, but Kevin Owens plucks him out of thin air. Pop-up powerbomb. Bryan backs into the corner. Kevin Owens tags in Sami Zayn. And then, as he tags in Sami, he, rushes the apron, knocks Cesaro down. And then Sami boots Daniel Bryan in the face of a haluva kick. And Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens win the SmackDown Tag Team Championships in a big, incredible main event here in Rome. Finally, for the first time in their careers here in WWE, Tag Team Champions with each other. 94 for Cesaro, 92 for Bryan, 86 for Sami, and 85 for Kevin. And then, after the match, Cesaro gets into the ring. Him and Bryan are sort of like having a bit of an argument. He's like, what are you doing? Like, what's the matter? And Bryan goes, you've been trying to... What's this going on with you and Heyman, huh? What's this going on here with you and Heyman? And then we hear, ladies and gentlemen. And out walks Paul Heyman. He goes, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Paul Heyman. I wear a lot of hats here in WWE. You may know me as an advocate. You may know me as a special counsel. You may know me as the wise man. But there's one thing a lot of you do know me as, and that's a pioneer. A pioneer of the most exciting brand in the history of professional wrestling. A brand who rose to prominence back in the 90s when nobody dared tell us no. A brand which spat in the face of those above it. A brand so dangerous, so extreme, that it still remains heavy in the hearts of the WWE Universe to this day. So, over the last 2 months, you've seen me making my face, my beautiful face, known here on Raw and on SmackDown. And I come with huge news. Because Cesaro, you're going to be a part. A lot of other names are going to be a part. This Tuesday night. Stay tuned to the USA Network for the new and improved ECW. Brian looks at Cesaro like, what's this guy doing? And so I was like, oh no, it seemed like a good opportunity. And Brian's like, what the so you dropped these belts on purpose to go fuck off there? And he's like, no, like I still wanted the champion. Like, we could have defended the belts. You know, the official ECW brand doesn't spawn until after SummerSlam, so we could have still been the champions. It's and Brian just storms out, and the show ends with Paul Heyman's shit-eating grin on the Titantron. Yes, third brand coming. I didn't want to do it, but, you know, got challenged to. I've got a lot of people on the show. I will say, from now until SummerSlam, it will probably be 2 hours while Raw and SmackDown are still 3. But after SummerSlam, once I do the complete, like, roster setup, they'll all probably be 2 hours. But yes, for now, ECW will probably be 2 hours on Wednesdays. And SmackDown and Raw will probably stay 3 for now. But that won't be a full-time thing. Anyway, big announcement. Third brand. ECW coming. Stay tuned. 98 rated show. Yeah. And that's the end of the first of our 2-night pay-per-view extravaganza here in Rome. What matters more than the 98 is what you thought of the show. A lot of interesting parts put into place here tonight. And I'll see you tomorrow night for Evolution in Paris. I will crown the Queen of the Ring. See you then.